So this garden is another place where I am lucky enough to be able to use my edger, which goes on my combi, the steel combi that I have. And I can't use it everywhere because it always depends on what the edge itself is really like. So I'm fairly lucky here because the edge is fairly level, and it's fairly level to the grass. So I do like to use it where I can. I think I've probably got about 8 or 9 properties that I look after where I can use the combi for edging, and when I can use it, I will. So this property is a fortnightly property for me. Every other Tuesday morning I come here now, and it's a nice sized property to maintain. They have one big hedge out the front, and you might be able to see in the background there's this ivy archway that they have as well, which I just try and maintain for them. They try and keep the shape. There's nothing too strenuous at this garden. I normally cut the grass and make sure there's no weeds in the beds, and you know, a bit of trimming, and we're on to the next job. So all the footage you're going to see in this video, this was filmed probably 2 weeks ago from the time I upload it to YouTube. It's probably a 2-week-old film. Up to this time we had gone through a really dry spell, really dry, and I will run over this lawn. You can't really tell on the video, but there were quite a few weeds just poking up, and the customer did ask if I could just run over it. This is a place I've worked at now for just over a year, and I have mentioned to the customers about maybe giving the lawn a weed and feed at some point, and they were quite happy with that. They do tend to leave the garden to me, although he does himself have a hater lawnmower. He will run over the lawn if needs be, but they have busy lives, so they tend to leave it to me. So I hopefully will give this lawn a bit of a weed and feed, try and green it up a little bit, because at the minute it's looking very tired, and it's just not quite as good as it could be. So this place is perfect for my new Hater 41 Pro that I'm using here. All my mowers at the minute are all running very well, all 3 of them. I've been very lucky with tools this year. I haven't really had any problems with anything. I do have a slight problem with the combi at the minute. It doesn't seem to have any idle on it. You know, when you stop doing the trigger, it normally just cuts out on you straight away. So that is something I'm going to get my guy to look at for me. Hopefully it won't be too much of a big problem. Just at the minute, the biggest problem I have is I can't get the combi to my repair guy. I'm using it every single day. I do have a holiday coming up at the end of August, which hopefully while I'm on holiday I'll drop the combi to him. But no, I've been really lucky with tools this year. The only thing I've broken, I think, is my wolf garden pole, my big red pole that I have. I broke the end off of it, and that's the only tool I have on my shopping list at the minute. I do think a new strimmer is on the cards for me as well. I have been looking at a couple of them online and in shop, so watch this space for maybe a new strimmer in the next few weeks. So this place is all done for another visit, and I'll just show you quickly. This was all the grass I got off the back. Worth giving it a mow. So the first job is out the way for a Tuesday morning, and everything's so dry at the minute. We are really dry. Yesterday I had one customer turn me away.
because the grass just wasn't growing. Unfortunately, the customer didn't. He didn't give me a call the night before. You know, he waited until I turned up, and then I knocked on the door and said, "Oh, all okay," and he sort of looked a bit surprised to see me, and he said, "Oh, we won't worry about the lawn today because it's too dry. It's not grown." And so you sort of miss out on those ones. I missed out on that one, and it did annoy me because I think you could have just given me a call the night before, because I could have. In fact, I did organise something else anyway. I was somewhere else I could have gone, but it was just a bit of a pain that he waited until I turned up. But no, we are extremely dry at the minute. We are due some rain today, apparently. I think that's sort of about it. If it doesn't rain today, it doesn't look like it's going to be sort of showery over the next few days, but that's what it is. Thankfully, I'm not just a lawn guy. I mean, if I was just doing lawn mowing every week, I would be struggling at the minute. I would be turning up a lot of places. Say this place I just done was on the brink really. It didn't really need doing, but because I don't come back here for a fortnight's time, it's going to be, if we do get a few showers, it would have put on a lot of growth for the fortnight's time. So I have run over it today. I do leave it really up to the customers to decide whether or not I do it. So I'm happy not to be just a lawn guy, because this time of year it gives me a chance to catch up on my hedge work, you know, so I can do some hedges, weeding. You know, if you turn up to a place and you don't have to cut the grass, at least you can do some weeding and do something to keep the bills coming in, or the checks coming in. Anyway, I've got a busy day, so let's see what else we can do. I didn't have to wait long for the showers, for the rain. Literally left my second job, got to my third one. This one's a new one, and man, it is hammering it down. It is really, really hammering it. I mean, this is good, you know. The forecast is supposed to be raining most of the afternoon. I don't think it will be like this all afternoon. I hope. I really want to get some more bits and pieces done. And there's supposed to be a lot of rain through the night, which is going to save all the lawns. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get something done here. I'd say I wanted to show you something on the second job I done today, but I couldn't really do any filming. Unfortunately, the place, the grass was fairly long there. Don't think I cut the grass there now for like 3 weeks, and it had got a bit long, a bit mucky. And in all honesty, because I knew the rain was coming, I could see it sort of coming. It had started raining. I really wanted just to get it cracked on with, so I didn't worry about filming any there. But I'll probably show you that one in the future. This one I was hoping to show you some of, but if the rain carries on again, I'm going to have to just get cracking, because I've got 3 or 4 other jobs I really want to try and get done today. So anyway, I'm just sat in the van and filling out my diary and eating stuff. So we'll see how we go.
So the rain did finally stop, and I was able to get out and do a few more mowing jobs. Now, this isn't the job I was hoping to show you. This is a job, this lawn here is a job I've had now for 2 years, and the job I was at when it was really, really raining, I couldn't show you that one, unfortunately, just because when it did finally stop raining, I just had to really get on with it. And that was my very, very first time being there, so I wasn't too sure of how it would go. But it all went fine, and I've been back there again since, and yeah, I'm starting to get the place into shape, so I will show you that in the future. This lawn, there's a bit of story behind it. I really, really wish I would have taken some footage of it the very first time I mowed it, because no joke, it actually did come up to my waist the first time I mowed this last year. I had planned to do a bit of a video on it, just never got around to it, unfortunately. But I have worked there for now. Well, this is the second year I'm doing it, and yeah, I'm finally getting on top of it. It's just a grass job. It's just turn up, cut the grass, make sure any of the 2 little clumps of bushes they've got don't get too out of hand. And yeah, it's as straightforward as that. Cut the grass. This one is twice a month, so it's not fortnightly. So the beauty of this one is There is no set time when I turn up to this place. It is just a case of, as long as I have 2 visits throughout the month, and as long as those 2 visits aren't right next door to each other, you know, I don't want to turn up on a Tuesday and then turn up on a Wednesday and cut their grass. As long as they have a visit at the start of the month somewhere, and maybe at the end, they're happy, and I am very, very happy now that it is no longer waist high. For the first few times I cut this, it was an absolute nightmare. I mean, it was all full of ant hills, and you can imagine. And now it's actually looking like a fairly decent lawn.
So I am at my last job of the day. Juno was with me, she's after a biscuit. I need to sort her out. Gently. Good girl. Right, so this place has been all lawns lately, lots of lawns to do. Dewey, leave now. Good girl. Yeah. I've finally got to the time when the grass has slowed right off because it's just been so dry. Oh, I'm going to kill the dog. Dewey, leave. There's nothing else in there. There's nothing else in there. Go. Let's go. Yeah, so I've got to the stage now where the grass has slowed right off. I could run over it just to tidy it up a little bit, but it's not too desperate. So what I have been neglecting is some of the bushes, some of the shrubs. So I like getting to this time of the year because now that it has slowed off, it gives me a chance to, you know, have a catch up on the bushes. So that's what I'm going to do for the last, you know, few hours of the day. Managed to bring Juno with me, so we are going to get some bushes cut and I'll show you some of it. If Juno ever leaves the biscuits alone. Dewey, one more. That's your lot. Oh, last one. Gently. Good girl. Right, let's get to work.
So as I said previously in the video, filming for this day went a little bit out of the window, just due to the weather and just being really pushed for time. This was my first Tuesday that I didn't go in to the retirement place that we lost a month ago. So instead of going to the retirement place, I've now filled that morning with 3 or 4 smaller jobs. And that's really what I want to show you in this video, but just due to the weather and everything else, just didn't quite go to plan. As you can see here, guys, I'm not got any face visor on. There is a reason behind that, just because I was convinced there was a wire around this bush somewhere. I couldn't find it for the life of me, but I was convinced there was a wire. So for the first few bits, I just wanted to make sure you know, I could sort of see where I was going. So then I did put my visor on. The visor is just a little clip-on one that you can clip on and off quite easily. It's always the one I use. So as I said earlier, it's nice to have a day like this where you don't have to worry about the lawns so much, especially on a property like this where I am in charge of all of the maintenance, not just the lawns. Really, the lawns take up most of my time between April, May, June, July. That's just a mad time for grass cutting. So if I can have a chance to get on with something else, whether it be weed a couple of beds or, you know, cut a couple of the bushes, I'm quite happy to do that. Gives me a bit of a change, and also, you know, keeps the place looking nice. You know, I want this place to look as nice. You know, these customers are very good to me. They keep me in work all year round. So yeah, I like their place to look nice. Here I've resorted back to a bit of old school hedge clipping here, just with the hand shears, just real close to the wall. I don't like to bash my hedge cutter against the wall too much, so if I have to do anything that's really up close to the house or anything like that, I will just resort back to having the hand shears on the go. And then the final job of the day is just to rake it all up and go and chuck it on the bonfire pile, and it can wait for me for the winter for bonfires. Business for me has been really good this summer, and it has affected how many videos I can get out for you guys. I'm really struggling just because it is all go at the minute. Let me know how your season's going. Are you guys busy at work? What are you up to? Is it hedges? Is it lawns? For me, it's been a real nice mixture of lawns, and a lot of the one-off jobs I'm getting are hedges. So yeah, it's been real good summer so far.
So that is it for today. So today is more a day that I normally would be going to the retirement home. As we lost that contract, this was really made up of jobs that I've picked up over the last sort of month or so. It's gone really well, and I've come here this afternoon to free up tomorrow a little bit, because normally I'll have to sort of try and squeeze this one into tomorrow. So it's freed up tomorrow a little bit, which has been nice. I'm going to have to cut the video a bit short because my memory card's running a little bit low, and I will say take care guys, be good, and I'll see you next time.